Hello class, this is just going to be 6 examples on using the sum and product rules to factor quadratics. And quadratics is just another way of saying quadratic expressions. Okay, so here comes the first 6 examples. Here's the first. 1a, look, we have x squared plus 8x plus 7. Now, in case you've forgotten, remember a quadratic is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. And remember, a is always going to be 1 for our first few examples, just to get used to it. And we need to pick 2 numbers, a plus b, that add to this one. And the same 2 numbers, when multiplied, give c, this one here. So let's take our first example here. I'll center it in the frame, center frame. There we go. So we have 8 and 7. And remember, 2 numbers that multiply to give 7, but add to give 8. So this will factor into x like this. It's going to be 2 numbers like that. So let's make factors of 7. So 7 is equal to 1 times 7. And if we test that, 1 plus 7 indeed equals 8. So that one was easy. That one factors straight away into 1. So positive 1 and 7. Okay, we'll do another example. We'll do, this is example B. We have x squared plus 11x plus 30. Just to save on room before I actually write the answers here, I'm just gonna do solutions here. By that I mean I'm gonna do, okay, so we'll begin with 30. What numbers multiply to give 30? We have 1 times 30, and we'll test that straight away. 1 plus 30 is equal to 31, so that doesn't work. We have 30 is equal to 2 and 15. 2 plus 15, well, that's equal to 17, so that doesn't work. And we'll just keep going here. 1, 2, 3 and 10. 3 plus 10, well, that's 13. That doesn't work. 4 doesn't work. We'll try 5. 5 times 6 is equal to 30. 5 plus 6 is equal to that's 11, so that works. 5 times 6 gives me 30. 5 plus 6 gives me 11, which is what we want here. So this expression will factorize into x plus 5, x plus 6. Do another question. I think I'll do a few more examples because I'm actually going through this a lot quicker than I expected. C, we'll do x squared plus 9x plus 18. Okay, so 18 is our product. So 18, we'll try 1 times 18. Well, that's 1 plus 18, that's 19, that won't work. 2 times 9, yes. 2 plus 9, well, that's 11, that doesn't work, so these two don't work. 18 is 3 times 6. I can already see this is going to work. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. So that one there works. So it's going to be 3 and 6. So this is going to factorize into x plus 3, x plus 6. Okay, so now let's do a different style of question. I hope you got the idea. I know I went a little bit fast, but that's the idea. We want to take this number and find the factors of that number. So 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and then with each of the pairs we test the sum and see if they add to this number. Let's move on to a slightly more difficult one. 2a is x squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, so that's a little bit odd now, because look, we have a negative and a positive. The only way we can get two numbers to add to a negative is if they're both negative, because if they're both negative, they'll give us positive, a positive product. By that I mean it's going to be 5 is equal to 1 times 5. Well, that gives a, but if we test it, we go 1 plus 5 is 6, but we don't want positive 6, we want negative 6. But if I make the 1 negative, because look, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. I want a positive 5. So the only way I can make this a positive 5 is if I make both of them negative. Now if I test it, take a look. Negative 1 plus minus 5. Negative 1 minus 5 is minus 6. So we have negative 1 and negative 5 as our factor when we factorize this. So this is going to, this question is going to become x minus, whoops, it's supposed to be 1, but that's okay, x minus 5, x minus 1. Okay, so let's give this more, let's keep going with this. We'll try 2b is x squared minus 6x plus 8. Once again, negative, positive. So both our numbers, it's going to be similar to this. Both our numbers are going to be negative. So let's go. 8. 8 can be 1, negative 1 times negative 8. And if we test it, negative 1 plus minus 8, that's negative 9. So that doesn't work. Let's try negative 2 and negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 2 times negative 4 is also 8. It's a positive. We'll try it. Negative 2 plus minus 4. Well, that gives us negative 6. So that one there works. Whoops. Don't worry about the ink. A little ink spilt there. So this will factor into x minus 2, x minus 4. Let's keep going with a few more examples. ABC. We'll go with x squared minus 9x plus 14. So 14 is our product. So we'll test products of 14. So 14 can be 1 times 14. But if you take a look again, these are both, this is a negative, so both of these have to be negative. We'll try it again. Negative 1 plus negative 14 is negative 15. That's not what we want. We want a negative 9. Negative, let's test negative 2 times negative 7. This gives us negative 2 plus minus 7. Negative 2 minus 7 is negative 9. That's the one that we want. Because look, negative 2 and negative 7 is 14. So x negative 2, x and negative 7. Okay, hope you gave that a go. And we'll do 3 more. I know I said 6, but we're doing 9. Doing 9 now. 9 examples. The last one are going to be x squared plus 3x minus 10. Okay, so our product is negative 10. Take a look. So it's going to be negative 10. And if you notice, since it's a negative, one of the factors have to be a negative. By that I mean, we'll test this one. 1 times negative 10. Well, 1 plus minus 10 is negative 9. That doesn't work. We'll try negative 1 times positive 10. So we get negative 1 plus positive 10. That gives us a positive 9, so that doesn't work. Let's try negative 2 times positive 5. Negative 2 plus 5 is equal to, that's positive 3. So this is the one that we want. Look, because it fulfills what we want. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 2 plus 5 is negative 3, which is what we want. So this will factor into x minus 2, x positive 5. So that's 3a. 3b, let's go with x squared minus 8x plus 15. So positive 15. Okay, so let's try it again. So 15. If you take a look, this is a negative, that's a positive. So both numbers, these ones here, for this one is going to be negative. Let's try negative 1 times negative 15. Negative 1 plus minus 15 is negative 16, not what we want. 2 doesn't work. Let's try negative 3 times negative 5. That's positive 15. Negative 3 plus minus 5 is equal to negative 8. That's the one that we want, because look, negative 3 times negative 5 gives me this number, and negative 3 plus negative 5 is negative 8. So this will factor into x minus 3, x minus 5. do one more. 3c is going to become, let's go with x squared plus 17x minus 60. Okay, so this one's a negative, that's a positive. Whenever we have a negative product, one of the numbers must be negative, not both, only one. So negative 60. We can try negative 1 times positive 60. Negative 1 plus 60 is 59. That won't work. 1 times negative 60. Well, that's 1 plus negative 60. That's negative 59. That won't work. 2 times negative 2 times 30. Negative 2 plus 30 is negative 28. Nope. These are no. 2 times negative 30. So 2 plus negative 30. That's going to become, oops, sorry, that's positive 20. This is going to be negative 28, not what we want. Let's try negative 3 times 20. So negative 3 plus positive 20. 20 minus 3 is positive 17. That's the one that we want. So this, whoopsie daisy, that factors into x minus 3, x plus 20. That concludes the example videos for the sum product rule.